file of this boy. It took a lot of searching before they found it where it was hidden. And he discovered that this fellow had not been promoted for years, even though he was working very well. And he gave him double promotion. I don't know the force that have been hindering your rising. The fire of God is going to consume it tonight. So if you have been stagnant, you're doing well. Every time they do, what to call it, every time they check on how well you are doing, they give you good, glowing reports. When it comes to promotion, they forget you. That ends tonight. But there's something worse than oppression. It is called repression. Repression. In other words, this force is not just sitting on you, it's actually pressing you down, pushing you down. Not just preventing you from rising, but steadily destroying every effort to rise. In Judges chapter 6, from verse 1 to 6, Judges 6, from verse 1 to 6, the Bible tells us of when the children of Israel offended God and he handed them over to the Midianites for 7 years. The Bible says the Midianites will stay away. Allow the children of Israel to plant. Take care of what they have planted. As soon as it is time for harvest, they come in their multitudes and they will wipe out every harvest. In Yoruba land, they have a word for that kind of problem. They call it agbana. You make the money. But at the end of the year, you can't see what to spend it on. Many a times, with all the money you make, at the end of the month, you are still in debt. Repression means destroy every effort you make to rise. When I was younger, an incident happened in our village. One rich man used his wealth to take over the land that belongs to another fellow. That fellow said, no problem. I have no money to fight you in court. But we will see. The rich man will start the building. The man that he stole the land from won't say a word. The day the building is roofed, this other man will come and plant something by the building. By the following morning, there will be cracks from top to bottom in every corner of the house. So they will have to pull it down. And then the rich man will start again. And this man will come and pull it down. And start again and come to pull it down. Whether it is your fault that the enemy had been pushing you down or not, because this is the year of Jubilee, the fire of God will descend. Then there's something called regression. Regression. And regression simply means there is a force pushing you backwards. It's not even a case of rising or not rising. They're just pushing you back. Further back. Further back. Like the story I told in the poem earlier today, the story of the lady in Mark chapter 5, from verse 25 to 34. Mark 5, 25 to 34. The woman was healthy, rich, until the devil stepped in. And then, on a daily basis, she was bleeding. Until she has spent every kobo. And instead of getting better, she grew worse. If God has not intervened, only God knows how the story would have ended. Regression is steadily pushing back until there's nothing left. Every force making you worse than you were before, steadily saying, no, now you are in Form 3, go back to Form 2. You are in Form 2, go back to Form 1. Every force that is steadily pushing you backward, the fire of God will consume tonight. Some of you know the story of this woman. At least if you are old enough in the mission, you probably heard her testimony. Wealthy woman, living somewhere in the center of a town, I don't want to mention the name, on a story building, dry ground all around, no marshy ground. And she sat down to eat pounded yam. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a frog jumped on the pounded yam. From where? No marshy ground anywhere around. Well, she said, okay, you jumped on my pounded yam. She tried to slap the thing jumped into the bowl of stew. Okay, she said, she took the bowl of pounded yam, rammed it on the bowl of stew, and said, I won't eat this pounded yam, neither will you. And press the thing down. And when she thought by now the frog would have drowned in the stew, she opened the bowl of pounded yam, and there was no frog. But from that day onward, she began to cough. The kind of coughing